Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. It is a crisp, cool fall afternoon, and we've got football from First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They're led onto the field by a man who needs no introduction, Ben Roethlisberger.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there was also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Offensive starters, here they are. David DeCastro, what do you think about him, Charles?
Brandon could not have been better trained at Stanford. So well schooled in the run game and the pass game, and especially in pro principles. David DeCastro could be an all-pro in the years to come.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. First carry for James Conner. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield. There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. So here are the Browns now with great starting field position. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018 from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. They run again on first down, Chubb. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. And a look now at the starting offense for the Browns.
An offensive line play is not something that comes to mind readily, but it's always a big key in a ball game. And already these guys, they're getting it done up front as we've seen this rushing attack have some early success.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Hurry!
Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On first down, Sellers. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Kendall Beckwith on the stop. Now a look at the defensive starters here for the Steelers. They were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key.
Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Hurry. Mike 55.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion, guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the...
Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
Plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now this pass to Vance McDonald complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They go draw play. This is Samuels. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 2nd and 11 now. Roethlisberger. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
Coverage was excellent downfield. I think he was more throwing that football away than anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, because everywhere you looked, they were covered.
Sometimes it's better to go ahead and be convinced that there's no place to fit in the football than to go ahead and force it and turn it into a bad play.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Watch the twist. Kings.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
55, Mike. That's right.
Hey, Haywood.
To throw, Mayfield. His throw incomplete. Devin Bush was the one there in pass coverage. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Share. Pistol.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Seibert on for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Throwing the touchdown. Here's Seibert now to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense.
Here we go.
And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, a 14-3 ball game. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down again. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
If you rank one from the bottom in statistics, that's usually not good in this league. And this team, one from the bottom in sacks, but somehow they've got 3 in this game. What's going on?
I know, they're 31 and 32. They better be careful, or they're going to be top 30 in the league. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's what you're looking for.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Regular. Hurry.
Not today, you want. Not today.
What's up?
Mayfield to throw it. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hurry.
Let's get off the field.
Hey, alert 33.
55, line 55. Let's go heavy. Tell me what you got.
What's up?
From the gun, Mayfield. Open man is Tanner. He's got it. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Let's go, B, let's go. Hey, let's get this.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So here are the Browns to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Bears, and they lead things here as well as they start this drive with a 1st and 10. They begin this drive with Chubb. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Check, 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 check.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Attack.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Here we go.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
King. I got you.
Throwing, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Hit, 180. You don't know no better. Hurry. Dodge.
They'll run on first down. Sellers. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Point it right, point it right, point it right.
A first down throw for Mayfield. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Check 50, check 50.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Switch it, come on, switch it.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
We play to win. Let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now Mayfield steps away to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Hey, alert 33.
Mark 55. Mark 55.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Opposite.
Don't let him breathe. Play that time.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. He finds Taylor, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Get him. Get him. Get him. Jam, 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 jam.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up.
6-6, pull it high.
Mayfield with it once more. Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. Picked off around the 27, the 40, 20. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. Well, just as they thought they were going to add to their lead, the rug gets pulled from right underneath them on that pick. And now after that big return, might be the other sideline grabbing the lead.
Yeah, very well could be. This is where you count on your defense to go out and make... I'm not going to call...
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. James Washington, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened...
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man?
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Julian Edelman, as the first half is winding down, and the Steelers have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separate. And okay, so much for our halftime. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
On the carry, it's Chubb, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. They'll find Taylor. That's complete. 27 yards there, a first down. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Kill. Real.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike. Here we go. 55's Mike, guys, 55. Check pass.
Mike, 55. Right there.
Mayfield now. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 28. Mayfield now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Now Chubb down to about the 22 here. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They run it again with Chubb. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
All day.
Hurry.
Any day.
On first down, Sellers. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off inside the 10. Trying to get it to Landry there. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Roethlisberger. Washington's got it. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Here we go.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down.
In your face.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
Check 53, let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Samuels able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 3rd and 2, now Roethlisberger. Now being hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession. And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And again, it's Chubb. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They run. Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Pistol. Hey, Alpha.
58, come on.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mayfield. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
It's just me and you.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter play. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Hey! Oh, you got deep? Hey, check Mike. Watch it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Mayfield now, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
King. What?
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now Chubb running right. Shoves him away. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his first touchdown on the year. And once again, the Browns are back in front.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, Yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. That time, a 9-play drive. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Now Ben on 3rd and long. Complete to Washington. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Here comes Grant on the return. Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
I'm trying to collect. Kill. Out. Up, check 37. Check. Topper. Check 99.
Chubb. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there. Now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, let's get in them holes.
58 to Mike, 58.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. This is the tight end, Njoku. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Chubb on 1st down, able to work his way forward for about 5. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring it up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Andrew Billings, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
29 is Mike 29.
Here's Roethlisberger. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 43 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Connor. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Roethlisberger's pass, intended for Julian Edelman, incomplete.
So they went to the booth to see if that was a touchdown, and they have decided it will not be a touchdown. 6 points off the board. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Back to throw. And it's caught. It's a touchdown. So they rally here in the final minute, and they're an extra point away from tying this game.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
I smell fear in that offense. Run.
Check 55 to mine.
Hey, Wahoo!
Mayfield. Being chased out left. He'll run it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. 13, fellas, 13, watch 13.
Now Mayfield. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21.
Hey, team 6. Hey. Come on, D.
58's to Mike. 58's to Mike.
Run. We ain't giving up nothing today.
Mayfield to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Noah Spence. He's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
133.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike.
Smooth.
Come get some.
Here's Mayfield. Well, going deep here for Taylor. And that's caught inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the... And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to have a 3rd down. What will they draw up to try to keep this opening drive of overtime moving? 3rd and 7.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Let's go, man. You need to turn it over.
The first throw in overtime for Mayfield now. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. And you definitely can make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play call to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light still on for him. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
25, check 20. Hey, alert 33. Check 3. Real. Check the hot read.
A give running right is Chubb. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. Decision time now on 4th and about a yard and a half.
I can still hear my high school coach, John Ford, right now. I want my #1 play with my #1 runner over my #1 blocker. Get me the first down. But some may very well say, punt this thing away, pin them down deep, and play field position.
A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a 1st down. The type of game that he's having running the football, there was no doubt who they were giving the ball to.
So why didn't they just go ahead and go after him on defense? Right?
Yeah,
if you know, on it. Right? You know he's having that type of a game. Who else would you expect to get the football? I would have taken my chances and sold out defensively to stop him. And if anyone else picks it up, I tip my cap to him.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Mike. 180. Hey, here we go. Point it right. You got
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mayfield nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. 3rd and long for Mayfield. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
And part 1 is done, now part 2. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Now what can Roethlisberger do here in overtime? That's complete to his running back Connor. 7 yards there and a first down.
Complete to James Conner. A gain of 7. First down, Steelers.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Block 80!
Drop deep, drop deep.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. He was looking for Edelman there.
Hey, Echo! Motion, pump! Hey, 58 is a mic. Go 58. Hurry! It's our time, guys. It's our time. Watch out!
Following the interception, Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Let's go!
A gain of 10 yards. And the Browns, first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
180! Here we go, D. Get off the field.
A give. This is Chubb. And we're going to get whistles and a timeout. With 3 seconds left in the extra session. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 34.
So everything rests now on the right foot of Austin Seibert. This to win it in overtime.
1 yard attempt.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. And the Browns are going to win the football game. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for Cleveland, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.